Hello, welcome back everyone. My name is Adrienne Lee. You know me as the Wandering Art Historian. Thank you for joining me for yet another video. What are we talking about again? Do you remember what are we talking about? Yeah, a closer look at famous sculptures, changing things up, going three-dimensional, you know it. Before we dive in, don't forget the Wandering Art Historian blog. Follow me, wordpress.com, all kinds of good stuff, a new post every week. Okay, what will we be discussing today? Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so what are we looking at here? I know. A closer look at famous sculptures. Is this a sculpture? Well, yeah. It does look like it's a lot of different materials literally strung together. What you notice, this is a sculpture that doesn't sit on the floor. It's not on a pedestal. It's not in a niche somewhere. It's attached to two walls and suspended in what looks like the corner of a gallery space, right? Okay, let's deconstruct this artwork. That's an art historical pun. You'll get it in a second. Constructivism. I told you at the very beginning of this series I wanted to challenge your perspectives on art. Maybe even call into question what is art, right? So let's look at this movement called Constructivism, and we're going to look at one particular artist and one particular piece of art. Vladimir Tatlin is our artist, and we're going to talk about what he's trying to accomplish here with this movement, okay? Tatlin is an artist of the Russian avant-garde. He lived 1885 to 1953, okay? And think about this. You can remember the movement of constructivism because of the connection to the word construction, right? These artists constructed their works with geometric shapes, and they were inspired by the world of machines and technology. So think about what's going on at the turn of the 20th century, especially in Russia. Revolutions, new ways of thinking when it comes to art, our infamous isms. Here's another one to add to your list, okay? Tatlin's sculptures were not intended to imitate reality, and he often used non-traditional media, but that's kind of the vibe of the time, right? Think about what artists were doing. They were trying to deconstruct things in paintings, not going for realism, not going for naturalism, not trying to make a painting look like you're looking out a window into the real world, into nature. They were like, we're changing things up big time. We're going to go non-representational. We're going to go abstract. We're going to break things down into geometric shapes. Tatlin wanted to do something similar, but not with painting, but with stuff, with 3 dimensions, okay? He chose materials based on their plastic qualities, their reciprocal relationships to each other, and their ability to reflect or capture light. Now, with that in mind, you might be thinking, that doesn't sound necessarily like an artist. That might sound like an architect or an engineer, and you would kind of be right. Tatlin, he's kind of the big guy of this movement. He's the driving force. And he did not want to be referred to as an artist. He wanted to be referred to as an artist engineer. That's good. Okay, so now that we have all of this in mind, we've met Tatlin real quick. Let's go back to that piece of art, okay? All right, so what are we looking at? What we see here is his piece, Corner Counter Relief from 1914 to 1915, okay? Believe it or not, Tatlin was one of these young Russian artists who did go to Paris, France, and was like, hey, what's this whole modern art thing? They saw some things and then they hightailed it back to Russia to do something new and cool, okay? He saw Picasso's sculptures and synthetic cubist pieces. He saw what Picasso was doing, building guitars out of cardboard. He's like, I think I want to explore that, okay? He wanted to take the idea of abstraction and apply that in 3 dimensions. Does that make sense? Not just paintings. He wanted to explore abstraction in 3 dimensions, okay? The materials he often used would be things that you would see on a construction site. Wood, metal, glass, plastic, wire, okay? So he liked this idea of industrial materials to create fine art. Oh, you see what he's playing with here? Oh, I love that. To kind of back up his preferred title of artist engineer, he strongly believed that math, science, and engineering should be as much a part of art as philosophy, spirituality, esoteric concepts, blah, blah, all that. He's like, it should be rooted in something mathematical, scientific. Ooh, I love it. I love it. So these artists in Russia, turn of the century, vibrations of revolution, right? These artists were experimenting and trying new things, and they really saw themselves as creators of the future. They're like, hey, our country, something's going on here. Where does our future lie? What does it look like? Is utopia possible? And these artists really had this kind of draw, this kind of passion that they were going to move society forward towards utopia. And Tatlin's angle was to do that through this constructivist style of art, okay? So let's take a closer look at this particular piece of art, because we see all the typical things. It's not on a pedestal. As I said, it's not on the floor. It's suspended like a suspended bridge, right? Okay, across 2 walls, kind of hovering in the corner, right? Okay, we see wood, we see metal, we see screws, we see ropes, we see pulleys. It's almost like it was taken right off a construction site, right? Oh, so-and-so's building a new office building down the street. Let's take some of that stuff and turn it into art, okay? But there's a really important concept to this particular piece that I really want to drive home, okay? In Russian Orthodox religion, the inclusion of icons, you know, that you would see in church, or you would go before of a saint, a martyr, you would pray before it to ask them to intercede on your behalf. Russian Orthodoxy required you to have icons at home, okay, in your home, almost like in a little altar or special sacred place. And the most important icons would be in the upper corner of the house. Yes, not flat on the wall, in the upper corner at a diagonal, forcing each person who entered the room to look up to the icon, kind of reminding a physical inspiration, a physical reminder of, in your spiritual life, to look up to the heavens, to look up to these saints to help you on your spiritual journey. Okay, with that in mind, where is Tatlin's sculpture? It's suspended between 2 walls in the corner of the gallery space. And this is a guy who's part of his movement is to move society towards utopia. So what does it mean that he created a piece of art that would hang in the upper part, the upper corner of the gallery space, much like the Russian icons would, the religious icons would in the home? Is he saying that art is the new religion? Is he saying that art is the new spiritual guide at the turn of the century, at the height of revolution? Maybe. I'm going to let you think about that. I'm going to let you ponder that, okay? Don't forget, I love to hear your thoughts. Drop your ideas in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you think. Is this fun or what? This is the most fun for me. I hope it's fun for you too, because I love talking to you about art. Don't forget to like, don't forget your comments, and don't forget to share. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and do that so that you get notifications of these new videos every time they're posted, okay? Thank you so much for talking to me about art. You know how much I love it. I can't wait to see you for another video. My name is Adrienne Lee. You know me as the Wandering Art Historian. I'll see you next time. Bye.